We're gonna be testing the most viral TikTok food hacks such as this Skittles popcorn, Jello boba, and so much more.
We're starting with the watermelon juice hack, and we're gonna be using an immersion blender to juice the watermelon inside the watermelon.
All right, I cut out a hole.
You already see the juice coming out.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Wait, what? You can either drink it out of the watermelon or pour it into a glass. Cheers.
Cheers. That's a great hack. Next up is the Skittles popcorn hack. Apparently, if you go into a pot with a little bit of oil,
Add in a few popcorn kernels.
and then cover with some Skittles, as it pops, the Skittles are supposed to explode onto the popcorn and make this delicious, crazy tasting Skittles flavored popcorn. It's only been a few minutes and these Skittles are starting to bubble up and crack. It smells super sweet.
Fruity.
It's popping.
Dude, the colors are crazy.
I thought this was gonna fail. Oh! I can already see colored popcorn. It worked.
Dude, what? That's so sick.
Amazing. So here's a perfect cluster of our Skittles popcorn. We've got yellow there, red there, green there.
It's rainbow popcorn.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
That is good.
I did not expect that to actually taste good. It's a little sour, right?
It tastes weird almost.
Okay, now the aftertaste is kind of weird.
It's actually pretty bad.
Supposedly, if you put milk in a foam soap dispenser, it foams the milk for you.
Basically just like a homemade milk frother.
I don't believe this one.
I don't either, but it would save a lot of time for your morning coffee.
100%.
We'll fill it up with some whole milk.
Dude, I will be mind blown if this works. I'm not even lying.
I'll do this every day.
Oh!
It's working!
Wait.
I thought never in a million years would this work.
Wait, no way. Bro, who finds these things?
This doesn't make any sense.
The thing is, it kind of does make sense, but I don't know who would try it.
This hack works. Next up is this Kool-Aid and pickles hack. All you do is dump the pickle juice into a bowl, then add in 1 packet of that nice bright red Kool-Aid,
My favorite flavor.
and about a 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of sugar.
That can't be healthy.
Then we simply whisk it up, pour it back into the pickle jar to cover all the pickles.
Then you toss on the lid and let it refrigerate for about a week.
But we'll come back to these and check on them a little later in the video.
This is the easiest way to coat your chicken nuggets with your favorite sauce. Of course, McDonald's chicken nuggets, best nuggets I think.
I'm gonna go ranch.
Ooh, I do sweet and sour.
So very simply, you open up your nuggets, drown those nuggets in the sauce. And once that's covered, shake it up as best you can to make sure you get maximum coating on those nuggets. After you open it up, wow, it looks good.
Okay, that's sick.
Let's see if it actually tastes any different. It's actually coated really well.
I mean, the whole nugget's covered.
With that said, you have to be willing to get your fingers really dirty.
And it takes a lot of time.
While this hack does work, I'd probably call it a fail.
Same.
There's a similar hack that's specific to crispy chicken sandwiches that I'm excited to try. So very simply, you take out your sandwich, remove the buns, place the chicken back into the bag, then you'll take the sauce of your choice, squeeze and dump that back into the bag.
Then you just close it up and shake.
Whoa.
Oh no!
Oh no, I was so excited
Damn.
about this hack too. But I will say, my chicken is coated quite well.
I think this is a success for sure, except that. People say cinnamon rolls are better made in a waffle maker than in an oven.
I will say I'm a huge fan of using waffle makers to cook just about anything. I have a recipe in my cookbook for waffle hash browns.
Whoa. Can you cook some for me after this video?
Absolutely.
All right, first we're gonna spray down the whole waffle machine
Then we'll place down our cinnamon rolls, 1 on each of the sections.
and close it down to let them cook. A few minutes later, you have your cinnamon roll waffles.
You can't forget to go ahead and add some frosting onto the top of them while they're nice and hot.
I wish everyone out there watching can smell what we smell right now.
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay. This is the one.
Do this hack. Supposedly, a lot of people use their old ketchup bottles to store their pancake batter so they can easily make pancakes at any time.
That sounds smart. No way you get this without spilling. I'll give you $1,000 if you do this.
Pour the pancake batter into the ketchup bottle. I almost had it perfect.
I know.
I smell the flavor of ketchup coming up and out of the bottle.
Now you can store this in your fridge to make pancakes anytime you want, just like this.
That makes it so easy to pour.
Oh, that's perfect too.
And while we have this out, we've got to try one of the most viral things on TikTok ever. This mini pancake cereal went super viral, and I haven't yet gotten to taste it, but I'm just gonna cover it up with a little milk, and then in we go for a bite. I think I'd like it if they were bathing in maple syrup. The milk doesn't make any sense.
While we're on the topic of mini cereal, these also went viral, which are mini donuts, and they're even more satisfying. I have a feeling mine's gonna be a little bit better than yours. What the hell? Oh, that's so good.
Oh, definitely not healthy.
No.
delicious. This next hack is Jello boba. You can make your own boba at home by basically setting Jello into the bottom of a glass.
So I have strawberry Jello here with strawberry milk. So you take the milk and you pour it on top of the Jello.
Oh. And if your Jello is set, the milk should rest nicely on top just like this. And for me, I have orange flavored Jello with some regular milk, basically making an orange creamsicle boba.
Then you take your boba straw and you pretty much just stab the Jello to make Jello chunks that are pretty much your boba.
So as you stab it, you can see it get all broken apart, and you basically just want to continue jabbing the boba straw in and out until it's all broken up. I've broken up most of the Jello in mine, so I think my boba's ready.
I'm ready too. I have a ton of chunks right over there.
Really
No
well.
way!
It worked so well.
Wait, that tastes so good. This is a hack that I'll actually be doing in my free time now.
Now apparently if you use a garlic clove to draw a shape in a pan, then crack an egg into that shape, the egg will stay within the lines of the shape.
There is no way.
I'm gonna go ahead and draw a nice square with this garlic.
A square egg would be crazy.
I just don't understand how this one would ever work. Cracking the egg.
No, it like slipped.
It didn't work at all.
Dude, I actually don't know if I'm just bad at cracking eggs or it just didn't work.
We could try again.
Let's try again. We really want to believe that this works.
Imagine being able to just make a square egg for
That
breakfast.
would be so cool.
This time we can really clearly see the square and the pan is a little bit hot.
Come on, come on.
I'm gonna carefully and gently crack in this egg.
No, it's a fail.
We all love fruit roll-ups, but if you stick them in the freezer in a nice big stack, it turns them into a totally different treat. This right here is a stack of 8 fruit roll-ups.
Make sure your dentist doesn't see this video.
Dr. Shane, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. It turns instantly from this really brittle, crazy sensation to that classic chewy fruit roll-up.
It becomes soft again? Wow.
I'm gonna have 150 cavities from this.
On the topic of fruit roll-ups, if you put ice cream in the middle and roll it up, it instantly freezes it and makes a delicious snack. So we can pretty much call this fruit roll-up mochi.
I'll believe this one when I see it.
All right, so you take your ice cream.
We haven't even tasted it yet, and I know this one's gonna be crazy good.
Oh, it's gonna hit. Look,
It's already frozen.
I'm telling you, instantly freezes and then
What?
this one's fire. 10 out of 10. You can make a taco shell out of only cheese. All you do is sprinkle some cheese in the center of a pan and let it melt down.
While the cheese is crispy but still nice and soft, we'll go ahead and bend it up on the sides and then just hold it in this shape for a little while to try and let it set like this. And it only takes a few minutes. Once our cheese taco shell is set, I'll add some ground beef to the bottom of the taco. This is gonna taste absolutely insane.
I can't even believe that it worked, but we're gonna add some lettuce.
And then just a few radishes for the color. And that right there is a taco shell made entirely out of crispy golden brown cheese.
Well, I have to walk away, bro.
One of the best things he's ever tasted. This next one here is a favorite of mine given I'm Persian, as it is very similar to a popular fizzy Persian drink that we make.
First, you pour the ice, and now we pour the 7-Up and the milk together. Oh, that already looks good.
And it should become extremely foamy and fizzy. We'll top it off with a little bit of lemon and lime zest and a nice lemon wedge. And our drink is ready to taste. Give it a shot.
That looks like a perfect summertime drink.
It's supposed to be extremely refreshing.
Dude, this is so good.
There's an amazing hack to cut a bell pepper with no waste.
Normally, those annoying seeds get in the way, but this hack supposedly fixes that.
Let's see if it works. All you're gonna do is cut down the natural grooves that are in the bottom of your bell pepper. So to start, you flip it upside down, then you simply take a knife and go down the sides.
Basically, the lines in the bell pepper just do all the work for you.
Once you've cut all the way down on the sides, you basically just peel it open like a flower.
Whoa!
Then to finish, you just cut off each of the sections, leaving us with this stump that has all the seeds.
And these perfectly cut bell pepper wedges.
If you haven't heard of ice cream bread, we're about to find out if it actually works.
This is a super easy recipe. All you're gonna need is melted ice cream and self-rising flour.
The fact that it's so simple is the reason I'm not sure I believe that this will actually work, but the viral trend says that you end up with a nice loaf of this sweet bread.
I feel like we should spice this up a bit and put sprinkles and chocolate chips.
I mean, if we're gonna make this dessert loaf of bread, we might as well add some good stuff to it.
Oh yeah. Now this will go into a pan and into the oven to bake.
This right here is the loaf that we ended up with, and it actually looks pretty good.
Looks delicious. I'll do the honors of cutting.
I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like on the inside.
Here we go, ready?
Moment of truth.
Oh, wait.
This actually looks like a nice loaf that rose really, really well.
Dude, this is so good.
It's also really pretty.
Cheers. With just 2 ingredients, it's not bad.
But at the same time, I will say, I feel like this bread would only really impress me if it was baked by like a 6-year-old.
You can turn a corn on the cob into ribs.
Start by peeling your corn on the cob. Then the slicing part looks to be a bit difficult. You just have to make sure you go confidently straight through the center of your corn.
Be careful on your fingers.
You're gonna need to use a sharp knife for this. Once you've got your halves, cut it one more time. And just like that, these are our corn ribs that we're then gonna bake.
And these have just baked at 350 and they are now ready.
How are you holding that?
Oh, I don't feel heat.
They curled up even more in the oven, and I have to say, they actually look really good.
Dude, it looks like a banana.
The only difficult part about this recipe is actually cutting through the corn. Otherwise, it's just some of the best corn I've ever had.
10 out of 10.
I've done a lot of different experiments with Oreos, but apparently you can make Oreo sushi. All you do is go ahead and take a few Oreos and separate them out into their individual parts. Once you've separated out a bunch of the filling, you take all the shells and blend them into a nice fine powder like this. You basically want to turn the Oreo shells into a dough, so you just use a tiny bit of milk as you continue pulsing it up until it has a nice doughy consistency. We eventually roll it up into some plastic wrap like this, and we can cut into it just like this, eventually revealing our Oreo sushi. We cut a slice for each of us, and here we have it, a perfect bite of this Oreo sushi.
I don't know how to use chopsticks, guys. Woo.
That's really good. I think it's time we go out now and check on these Kool-Aid pickles. We've been shaking these pickles up all day in hopes that they'll be done in time, and from what I can tell, the Kool-Aid has definitely soaked in.
Yeah, they look infused now for sure.
Theoretically, these pickles should be fully colored with Kool-Aid.
Dude, that looks crazy.
But the reason people do this isn't for the color. Supposedly, it's for the flavor.
All right, cheers.
I don't know how I feel about this. Don't try these at home.